what's up guys, my name is Pelly and I'm back bringing another Pokemon VGC 15 Wi-Fi battle for you guys today. And if you guys haven't seen my previous battle, that was an epic battle I had. I definitely recommend you go check out that battle and then come back and definitely watch this, as this is another crazy battle in a completely different way as to my last video. So as I have mentioned previously and on Twitter, for you guys who do follow me, if you don't, definitely go leave me a follow. But as I was saying, as I've mentioned before, I am actually on tilt, extremely bad tilt right now, as I've dropped so many points. I've not been playing great, I've been making silly mistakes, and in the games where I've not been making mistakes and playing decently, hacks has been just causing me to lose. And I've not been in a great moment really, which is really unfortunate. So here, this battle pretty much sums up, pretty much definitely typifies how I've been playing lately. The whole hacks and the whole me not playing great, just my tilt, all here in this battle, I do believe. So let's just get straight on to this crazy battle, to say the least. So once again, I'm actually using Shrop's team. Again, credit to Kyle Cole and Shrop. His YouTube channel is down in the description bar below. Definitely go check him out. So my opponent's actually going to lead off with his Weavile and his Charizard. I was actually expecting the Weavile and the Tracheon lead, as my opponent did have a Tracheon on his team. But actually decided to lead off with the Charizard, which is fine, as I'm in a pretty decent position. So what I'm going to decide to do is I'm expecting to go for the fake out onto my Landorus. Of course, not wanting to take a double rock slide right off the bat. So I'm expecting his Weavile just go straight for the fake out, and I'm actually decided to fake out my opponent's Charizard here. So he's going to decide to Mega Evolve, get up the Sun, and I'm also going to Mega Evolve. He does in fact Mega Evolve before me, so revealing that he's in fact a max speed Charizard, which is interesting to know. So like I did mention, my opponent's Weavile is going to go for that fake out onto my Landorus, which is a pretty fine play. And I'm also going to go for a fake out onto my opponent's Charizard, which is fine, as I do a decent chunk with this fake out, so I definitely get the better end of that play. So knowing full well he's not going to want to stay in with his Charizard, I'm actually going to decide to just go for Rock Slide again. I have no reason not to lock myself into Rock Slide at this point, and actually decided to just double target the Weavile. In hindsight, I could have potentially targeted the Landorus, because his Landorus was the biggest threat to my team, and I did predict his Landorus coming in here, so I definitely should have targeted that, I do believe, looking back at that. So I unfortunately missed the Rock Slide, which chip damage on the Landorus would have been nice, as it is a huge threat, but he in fact misses an Icicle Crash in turn, which is great for me, so making up for my miss. But at the same time, I would have been able to live that, and I do just manage to retaliate with a double edge, picking off the KO onto his Weavile, which is great, as I didn't want to play around with that Weavile's fake out shenanigans. So he's going to get a free switch into his second genie now, is Thunderous. So what I'm going to decide to do is switching out and going to my Sylveon. Not wanting to take a superpower on my Kangaskhan slot, just going to switch out into my Sylveon and just once again to go for the Rock Slide, as it still will do a decent chunk to his Thunderous, and I do obviously have the flinch potential chance onto his Landorus. So he does just go for that superpower. As you can see, it actually outspeeds mine, revealing is also in fact Scarf, and my Sylveon does manage to take that superpower extremely well. And he did in fact go for Swagger, and this Swagger is going to be crucial, as I do hit myself in confusion the first turn. And here, after that Swagger, here's where things get interesting. I'm actually going to decide to just go for Rock Slide again, as my opponent actually goes for a Swagger onto my Sylveon, and he's actually going to switch into his Charizard, an extremely risky play, and basically is hoping and banking on I hit myself in confusion once again. So as you can see, I do in fact hit myself in confusion a secondary time with my Landorus, but I still managed to have the chance to get off a Hyper Voice. But unfortunately again, 3 times out of 3, I'm actually going to hit myself in confusion. So here, what I'm going to do is, if I can manage to break through both, I can get a double KO. I do manage to break through, but I missed both his Charizard and his Thunderous with a double Rock Slide miss, and he's going to be able to retaliate back and take out both my Pokemon with a Heat Wave, landing both of his hits. So that's extremely unfortunate for me, as I hit myself all 3 times in confusion. The only time I do in fact break out, I actually get a double Rock Slide miss, which I wouldn't be able to pick up 2 KOs coming from able to take out his Charizard, and the Hyper Voice would be able to take out his Thunderous. So that's extremely unfortunate for me, and now I'm down to my last 2. And my chances are very slim, however, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to still try and win, of course. So I'm just going to go into my Kangaskhan. Here he's just going to double protect just to block the fake out. And I suppose Scout, I could potentially be a banded Talonflame and see what I quote unquote lock myself into if I'm in fact banded. So that's a nice play on my opponent's part. So here, what I'm actually going to decide to do is, as I did initially, I did decide just to double target the Thunderous, as I saw the Thunderous as an immediate threat to my Talonflame on the field. So here, the obvious switch into the Landorus was super obvious. Just get off the Intimidate on both my physical type attackers. and his Thunderous is just going to go for that Thunder Wave onto my Kangaskhan slot, as I do just decide to go straight for that Flare Blitz, which is a decent chunk, but it will in fact proc his Citrus Berry. I did just decide to double target the Thunderous like I did mention. It was the immediate threat to my my Talonflame before he switched on into his Landorus. So I do decide to double target, go for that double edge. I wasn't actually sure based off his spread if I would be able to take it out of my Kangaskhan because I am jolly, but as you can see I do manage to pick up the KO, which is great for me, and down goes his Thunderous. But he is down to his last two now, I do believe. Yeah, his last two is Landorus and of course is Charizard. So here I have to make an aggressive play. I have to predict him to protect with his Zard here. Not want to die to a Brave Bird, and go for the Brave Bird and double target the Landorus T here. But as you can see, it doesn't in fact protect, and I made a misplay not going for the Sucker Punch really with my my Kangaskhan, as I definitely needed to go for that and hope I could take out his Landorus, maybe dodge a Heat Wave and then be able to take him out the following turn with my Kangaskhan. But as you can see, he's just going to go for that Rock Slide and then the Overheat, which will be more than enough to take out my Kangaskhan, considering he didn't miss. So that's a nice play for my opponent, and it's going to seal the game for him. So a very crazy game nonetheless. I feel I did make a few misplays for sure, but in retrospect that hacks just completely threw me off guard. I did give up a little bit too prematurely, to be perfectly honest. After that I knew I'd lost the game. I did try, but the chances were slim, and the chances were slim for that to happen. I believe I had a 1 in 100 chance to miss a double Rock Slide, but it was such a crucial double miss as I would have been able to pick up 2 KOs, and it would have turned the tide in my favour, as he would have been down to his last Landorus T versus my whole squad. So that's really unfortunate. This pretty much sums up how I've been playing, and the hacks and just my tilt all in this one form, so all in this one battle. So if you guys have been reading my tweets, I do apologise for the ranting. But as you can see, it's really frustrating. Hopefully I can get out of tilt soon and start to bring some more great content, have some more great battles, and have a lot of fun. Because that's basically why we do in fact play this game. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I kinda did now. I enjoyed it. It was crazy. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.